Taurus, thank you for tuning in to Perfectly Imperfect Tarot. This is Green Eyes here with your reading. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Martians, astronauts. Pick a node. It does not matter to me. I love you all. Cross watchers, I am a snitch. I'm telling you now. Please don't curse me in the comments. Love you too. Taurus, this is a judgment-free zone, but you will hear the truth. No gender or age, only energy. You're going to hear me use terms he, she, her, him, they, them, it, heifer, pay it no mind. Feel the energy. Remember, roles can always be reversed. Taurus, I thank you. Like, share, subscribes, emails, comments, love tokens, donations. Thank you, and I thank you again. All right, my loves. Let's talk about your energy. I don't feel earth energy for you. More so Gemini specifically, a little bit more air. Lots of ideas, but they can go either way. That's how I feel in your energy. It's like you're trying to weigh the pros and cons, you know, so to speak. So let's see what's going on. Can I have Taurus, please? Yeah, Page of Wands in reverse because you're not moving, you're thinking. And you're torn in those thoughts. Two of air right here. The thing about this energy, this deck here, this is the Dreams of Gaia. So the Two of Swords, normally in traditional tarot, I would say that's the point where you're saying, like, God, tell me what to do and I'll do it. You know, it's like you close your eyes, just tell me what to do and I'll do it. You really kind of don't want the accountability or the responsibility of the choice. But with this deck, the Two of Air is a little different. It's actually your eyes are wide open, okay? And you balance options, which is what I was saying coming into your energy. It's like you're trying to prepare, weigh the pros and cons, and coming to the conclusion of, like, the good and bad are on the table, or both sides can be true, or anything can happen. This could happen and that can happen at the same time. So that's what this kind of represents here. So I think this is leading you, this balance is going to lead you to a place of emotional kind of security, control. With that King of Water, you're going to keep your emotions in check because your eye is on the prize with that Four of Fire. Your happiness, your celebration, that's your goal, is winning. You know, that's the goal. I'm going to complete my task and I'm going to win. So that's what your eye is on with the prize. And you're going to bring this new beginning because you're willing to accept the death to allow room for the rebirth. Okay? Let's get some meat and potatoes. This is feeling pretty good. And it's nice and strong, Taurus. That I have to say, I feel very strong. I have determination in your energy, you know? This is Vision Quest that we're going to pull for your spread. There's also like a concern here. I don't want to be just another, you know, I don't know, another person on somebody's list, or another tool in the box, or just another, I just don't want to be another in your energy. I don't know how to explain that. Can I have Taurus, please? Can I have Taurus's core? What's at the center of this energy? What's at the center of Taurus energy, please? Yeah. Come on, Taurus. Big side. This is that indecisiveness. Yeah. Same thing. Whatever it is, you're willing. If it takes for me to take this loss forever. This is it. That's all. To embrace and allow room for my new beginning. I am willing to accept the stage of, let's say, the chrysalis to allow this transformation. I'm willing to no longer be this caterpillar. I am ready, you know, to go through the process of becoming the butterfly. So that's what you have centering your energy, is that death energy. Here it is. We just saw it. There it is. Death and rebirth right there. Okay. And that's what you're focused on. Like I said, even before the death and rebirth, your eye is on the prize. And the prize is what your core is, because that's what centers you right now. That's what you're focused on. Under the deck, I have the small medicine wheel, which for this deck is the Wheel of Fortune. I'm sorry, my nose. Wheel of Fortune energy is a distribution. It's a frequency. It's a karma. It's dharma, you know, things like that. So you're raising your vibration and surrendering. And this is the work that you're doing. It's like, I am working on what hurts me, acknowledging it, accepting it, processing it so that I can heal it. You rip the Band-Aid off, so to speak. And it's giving you a sense of self-reflection, whereas though you might be remembering some things that you allowed and some things that you know that happened to you that definitely was intentional, but you're also acknowledging the divine intervention that came through with it. You know, this is where I say you guys get dragged through the mud, but you always come out the other side clean as a baby's bottom. So this gives you a certain inner peace, but it also puts you at a state of making a choice and accepting what comes with it. You understand what I'm saying? Let's see. Crown this energy, please, for Taurus. What's hanging over Taurus's head for assistance right now? The Spirit Guide. And for this deck, that would be Judgment. The release, the let go. That's what you're working on. I'm working on following divine guidance and surrendering to my belief system, to my higher power. Simply just, I'm learning to let go and let God. And it's a process. It is. The wheel is still here. It's a process. It's easier said than done, you know, but it is necessary. What's working against Taurus? Thank you. The Sun of with a Page of Cups. Those little things that pull on your heartstrings. Little things that pull on your heartstrings. This is the masculine of a Page of Cups, and here's the Five of Cups. That's why I said looking back is reminding you of painful times, but it also makes you acknowledge divine intervention. So yeah, it was bad, but it wasn't all bad. Or it was bad, but then it turned out being for your good. So you're noticing that, but make sure you self-reflect or reflect on that old energy and get what you need to get from it, because you don't want to get stuck there with that Eight of Swords. You don't want to get stuck in that toilet paper torture, you know? Where is this coming from? Hello. Integration coming in reverse, which is Temperance in reverse. Taurus, you put on, first of all, you put on some really big draws here. Woo, huge draws, okay? Integration is Temperance, first of all, for this deck. And it's coming in reverse because I think you actually admit it. I ain't over this. I don't understand it. I'm not okay with it. And it's like the Most High, as perfect as the Most High is, met you right there. As soon as you surrendered that, you said, I don't get it. And that's where you were met. So from there, that's why you're getting two things here: reflection and change. You know, the reflection and then the opportunity to transform it, to see it in a different way, to see the victory. because there's just some things in your life that you didn't feel were victorious. Like, what was the point of, I don't know, me losing my job? What was the point of me picking the wrong partner? What was the point of my sister, brother, mother, father treating me poorly? What was the point? You know, and those answers are starting to come into you now. You're starting to receive clarity and understanding, but it's like you had to understand first in order for you to receive that clarity and understanding so that you can properly heal. You had to first release it to make room for the answers that you were asking God for, you know? Then you can think logically, Father of air. Then you can see things from this perspective. Then you can see a hard truth where before you might have sugarcoated it with a little bit of love, so you didn't see how poor that situation was or how honest that situation was. Even though it felt bad, it was honest, you know? And that gives you growth. It gives you freedom, you know, and opportunity here, because you're literally clearing your path. Where's this going for Taurus? Future energy, thank you. Yeah, put your dukes up. Yep, 5 of Wands. And you're ready for this, Taurus, because it's time. It's time to stop acting like it didn't happen, you know, or acting like it didn't mean anything, because it did. Stop acting like sugarcoating, oh, they didn't mean it. That's just how my sister is. Oh, they didn't mean, that's just how my mom is. They did. Yeah, they did. Eat that. Now, was it right or wrong? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the truth. No more, no less. No more, no less. But if you continue to invest in this dead soil, it's just going to destroy the seeds that you bring forth. And you bring some good seeds. That divine feminine energy, that's some good stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this new understanding, I think you're learning how to basically make better use of your talents, your gifts, your love, your resources, your networking. You know people that know people. You've connected people. They didn't deserve that. They didn't work for it, and they didn't even appreciate it. But you did it. Now you're going to use those connections for yourself. You're going to stop thinking all the time that somebody's got to give you what you give them, because they don't. They don't owe you that, right? You're going to make peace with the fact that, you know, things can happen. But if you have to face that again, you're ready. You're ready. And that's going to give you comfort. That's going to remind you of the position that you have in this world, the connection that you have with the Most High, the faith that you have, the trust that you have. You'll start leaning back into that with ease, you know, because the burden should be light, right? The burden of a believer should be completely light, simply because we don't have to carry it. And Taurus, I think as a divine feminine and masculine, you guys have carried, you're just programmed to. But you're learning that you're supposed to be the example of carrying it lightly. You know, not the heaviness, the lightness. It's like, I don't know how to say that, but that's how I want to say it. Not the heaviness, the lightness. Okay? So pre-Empress energy coming in, because you're going to alter and pivot a little bit your not your direction, but your projection. You know, you're going to pivot a little bit how you see the road. You know, you're not looking at the road as lumpy and bumpy and with a whole bunch of bridges and hills and mountains and valleys. No, we're going to now see the road as you should, from that divine feminine energy, just knowing who you are, knowing your birthright, knowing your power, knowing your abundance, knowing your intuition, knowing your seeds, knowing that you are the example of identifying fertile soil that brings forth the abundance of life. You teach us how to stand. You teach us how to stand. That's why you get dragged and you come out clean and you stand. You do. It don't feel good, but you do. And now you're coming, I think, into understanding that this is what my role is. I stand. I endure, you know. Planting that good seeds in some fertile soil will make a big difference, especially when it's a proper team. You're choosing the right players for your team, things like that. Teamwork make the dream work, right? And then patience to wait for them to flourish. 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Fire here, right? Plant the seeds, then and hold up for a sec. Wait, let the ship come in, let it grow, right? It's your inner strength, I think, that gets the worst lessons for Taurus. You guys, how can I say that? You are worked on a lot on inner strength. You know, it's not really your logic. Your logic is fantabulous. You know what I'm saying? You're very good thinkers. You're very open with your emotions. But sometimes that inner strength gets challenged a lot because you have a little bit of, how can I say that? It's not privilege. It's more so like expectation, I guess. You know, but I think that's the divine feminine, divine masculine portal you kind of come through, if not even the Hierophant energy, because that's leveling up. So it's like, it's always a little more, a little better, a little more, a little higher, you know, things like that. So, but because of that, though, you get dragged. This is where you get what life works on you when it comes to this 9 of Wands, this inner strength, standing for what you believe in, knowing what you're here for, taking a hit, but you know it didn't mean nothing. It didn't top you, block you, or stop you. That energy gave you knowledge. So then when things happen, you can really look back and say, I knew better, because you did. But the Hermit energy is not just being smart. It's the application of that knowledge that creates the wisdom. You know what I'm saying? So you're doing this because you are reaffirming a new foundation, abundance in every area of your life. And the overflow of this will fall right into the bloodline. There's freedom in this 10 of Pentacles. There's a lot of fruit here. You know, it feels very good to me. So it'll fall right into the bloodline. And look, the Most High gonna pick you up again. Let's go to the next level. Why not? Chariot energy with the spiritual warrior. Why not? Now going into a energy of clarity, understanding, peace. Okay, getting out of the foolishness. World energy coming in with this big medicine wheel with the boomstick right behind it. Ending this cycle, closing it out with the world, even possibly moving. But you're starting out with unga bunga bang, baby, with that Ace of Fire. Okay, yes, make it happen. I know that's right. All right, Taurus, I hope this helps. Now, if any event you say, Green Eyes, I don't know you. You don't know me. This is not my life. I'm okay with that. Check your moon, check your rising. Don't take the energy if it's not yours. Leave it here for someone else, okay? Thumbs up, subscribe. Make sure you're notified of future readings. It's free, and it supports the channel. If in any event you're looking for a personal appointment, I respond to email request only. My email is perfectlyimperfecttarot@gmail.com. If you do like what you get here, if it helps you, feed you, even if you're simply entertained but you come looking for these videos, please sow where you come to eat. I eat off of what you sow, okay? Donation information is below the video. There's also links for Cash App and PayPal for your convenience. Thank you in advance. Other than that, guys, remember, we are all perfectly imperfect. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye.